Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Here is the latest in a series of Niwa author interviews. We are joined today with Barbara Moritsch, who's the author of a nonfiction book about Yosemite and also a novel about wolves called Wolf Time. Let's start off with that. Your book about Yosemite. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what inspired it?
Sure. Well, my career was with the National Park Service, and I was working in Yosemite. Actually, worked in Yosemite several different times, but the most recent was the early 2000s. And while I was there, I had a real strong attachment because I grew up going to Yosemite and working there for the Park Service, watching a lot of things happen that were not necessarily what I thought was good for the park, good for the natural resources specifically of the park. It was a period after there had been a major flood in Yosemite, and they got a lot of money from Congress to rebuild. And the rebuilding did not really take into account taking care of the river and the trees and the resources. And they put me in a position where I was running interference between the Division of Natural Resources and all the contractors that were doing all the work. So it's kind of between a rock and a hard place. And I didn't get the support that I felt I should have from the Park Service. So when I ended that job and moved up here to Idaho, I wrote about it. So the book's kind of a combo of memoir, kind of growing up, going to Yosemite, getting really attached to the Sierra Nevada mountains, and then my experiences with dealing with the bureaucracy there, and then kind of my vision of what we could be doing that I think would be better in Yosemite.
Yeah. So it's kind of both advocacy and informational there.
Very much informational and rant, I have to be honest.
Oh, okay. All right. And so the other book you have, Wolf Time, which is a novel about wolves, which is also educational.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? So can you tell us a little bit about that? Like what inspired that one and what do you hope that people will learn from it?
That one was inspired. Well, I got my education was primarily in the natural sciences. So I was an ecologist and biologist, and then I started to dip into the study of shamanism. And that kind of took me out into a different way of viewing the world, if you will. And I walked into a shop in Custer, South Dakota one afternoon. It was a shop I never thought I would ever want to go into. It was one that was selling all kinds of animal parts. They were selling wolf pelts and bobcat pelts and bones and teeth and, obviously people that like to collect animal parts. And to me, that's not my thing. But I grabbed my husband. I said, let's go down there. Let's go in. And I ended up going out of there with 2 wolf pelts. And then I started getting these stories about these 2 wolves. And in the novel, the protagonist, Sage, can communicate telepathically with the wolves. And so they're telling her their story, and they want her to tell the world about what's happening with wolves, primarily in the lower 48. So that was the inspiration for Wolf Time.
Okay. And then, and so they tell their story and she tells everybody else.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So you're in dialogue,
Yeah,
the 2 of them are in, or the 3, actually, there's two main character wolves, and then Sage and other characters sprinkled in.
Yeah. So you have to do quite a bit of research on wolves for this one.
Yeah, and there's a lot of natural history in there. And so I guess what the takeaway I hope for readers, the reason I packaged it as a novel is because there are a lot of nonfiction books out there about wolves, and they're dry, honestly. And I'm an ecologist, so for me to say that, it's I wanted to attract a different, broader audience that might not be able to or interested in sitting down with a big tome on wolf natural history and ecology. So I could lace the book with that and do both at once, build for the advocacy and then also educate.
And then, so what are you working on now? What can we expect next?
I'm working on a lot of things
Oh,
right now. I seem to get a lot of ideas. Focusing mostly, well, actually, what I'm working on right this moment is I've got my review copy of my next book,
ooh,
which I haven't presented yet to Niwa, but
right.
it's you can see
Plenty
it's
of time.
second in the series.
Hmm.
And so I'm working with my people to get that cleaned up and ready to get out there into the world. Similar, same protagonist as Wolf Time.
That's gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
And she goes to Kenya,
Oh,
which I do as often as I can. I spend a lot of time
oh.
in Kenya. And so she goes to Kenya and the lions seek her out. And so she's kind of on a wild ride with trying to find some lost cubs, lion cubs. So that's taking up some time, but I'm also writing. I'm writing two different things, and I'm writing right now. I'm working on some young adult stories.
Mm.
And again, I do have an agent,
Mhm.
and he's been promoting the young adult. So that's the direction that I'm taking now. And two kind of different spins, but they all involve animal communication. That seems to be the driver. And one of them is ultimately going to be about cheetahs. And the other one, I'm not sure yet. It's sort of writing itself, but I haven't figured out the main animal characters yet. They there's a lot of them clamoring for attention.
Mhm. Imagine. Okay, so I'm swerving a little bit here. You're a member of NIWA, the or Northwest Independent Writers Association. Um, so what draws you to indie over traditional publishing?
I'm
We do
sorry,
that.
say again.
What drew you to independent publishing instead of going through the more traditional route?
I
And
had no choice, honestly, because my agent, he was not around when I did the Yosemite book. So
hmm,
I worked with a friend on that and did that independently. And then my agent, I met my agent, and he took the Wolf Time story, but was unable to find a home for it. So I took it back, and he had it for 2 years, which was a little frustrating. The whole
oh, I
lack of
imagine.
any kind of speed in the traditional publishing venue is frustrating. He had it for 2 years, and then I took it back, and I happened to take it back right when COVID started.
Hmm.
So I said, well, I could wait, but we don't know how long this is going to last, and I just want to get it out there. So I never got out to do any reading and signing events with Wolf Time, but I will be hopefully doing that at the same time as I get out there with Lion Time. I'll work with both of them. And I'm now calling it a series. I was told that if you're selling on Amazon, which I don't think many of us have much choice but to do, that if you're writing a series, that when someone searches for one book in the series, that Amazon will pull up the other one to promote for you. So I'm now writing The Oracle of the Wild. Books 1 and 2 now are going to be available. And he wasn't interested in Lion Time, my agent, and I'm not sure if it's time to try to find a new agent or if I will stick with the my own. I've got my own imprint. It's called Bear Clover Books, and it's satisfying to me because you control everything. And I don't know how that would be if you were going through, a publisher, a larger house, you'd lose control. And so that part of it is great. So I'm happy with that.
So how long have you been with NIWA, and what kind of resources have you used or found through them?
I have been, I don't remember how many years, but a number of years, and I have not taken full advantage of what the organization offers, honestly. This will be the first year that I will be trying to ship some books over to get them out on the tables at the various events that Niwa does. I feel like I'm at not a disadvantage exactly, but I would like to be able to be closer in order to be able to help with those events. But it's a long schlep from Idaho.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, most of them are Portland based. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I went to OSU, so I know Oregon pretty well.
Oh.
Parts. Yeah. So
Do you have any other upcoming events that you are doing? Anything in
I
Idaho or
I will
local?
I'll be doing a an event over at some point. I don't know when yet because I haven't scheduled it, but I will be doing a reading signing over in Sun Valley with the library in Ketchum. They do a lot of author events over there, and it's not too far. And then I'll be, for my own promotion, hitting all the local bookstores and different venues. I have a friend who blends and sells her own tea varieties. And we've been brainstorming about whether or not we could do events together with a tea ceremony and book readings and signings. And so I think that might be a fun opportunity.
Books and tea sound fun.
Yeah. And there's more and more bookstores opening up over here, which is very welcome. It's been pretty dry for quite a while.
Fun.
So that's promising too.
Yeah. So where else can people find you then? Do you have a website or are you on social media?
I do. I'm all over social media. Facebook. I'm just, everybody says you got to bump up your social media presence if you're gonna do this. And so I've been working on it. So Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Bluesky, LinkedIn, no TikTok. But the other ones I'm trying to be more active with. I do have a website. It's barbarajmoritsch.com, but it's temporarily under construction for the new book.
Oh, right.
That one won't be up and running. Probably in the next couple of weeks, I'm hopeful.
Okay. And I'll have those links in the description below too. So
yeah,
that's videos on YouTube. So, Will, thank you very much. I think we've reached the end here. Did you have any last words before we sign off?
No, but I do hope that I will be able to get more active with Niwa, and I do appreciate the organization very much. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
And thanks for doing this.
Later.
All right.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.